Hey everybody, this is the Daily Heflin, and today, actually today, because it's 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm going to be sharing with you my experience when I had my upper jaw surgery. And if you guys didn't know already, I had this surgery last summer, so it's like a year ago. Uh, so basically, I had this. Hold on, I got a picture in my head. Yes, I had an underbite, and it was really severe. Well, it wasn't that severe, but it was severe enough to affect my eating, which I'd gotten used to because I've had the underbite since I don't know, but I've been used to eating like that with the underbite, so it didn't really affect me. So I wasn't like really in discomfort or just notice anything, if that makes sense. So I had this underbite, and when I got my braces on, they noticed it, and they're like, "You should like do something about it." Well, they weren't like, "Yo, Zach, you need to fix your teeth." They brought it up as like an option or something, and I was like, "Okay, well, we'll think about it." And so we went to this guy, this legend. His name is Dr. Murphy, and he is a tall man. He's a tall man that owns this really nice truck. So we visited his office, which is like 20, 25 minutes away, and he would tell us about the surgery, what would I get out of it, and all this nitty gritty stuff. So I was like, okay, we'll think about it. Sounds like something that I might find interesting and something that would benefit me. So we looked into it. Well, I did. My parents did before me. And so basically, what they do, which I didn't really know because I just had surgery, woohoo, you're gonna be asleep. So, what they do when I'm asleep, they'd be taking out my upper jaw and they would be cutting it in half, like in between the two teeth, like right there. And they would cut it in half and they would space it so it lines up with my bottom jaw, and they would move it up like 4 millimeters. It's really, really small, really small. And they would reattach it with screws. Yeah, that sounds fun. And so basically, after that, I wouldn't be able to like eat. My mouth would be wired shut for like a certain amount of time. So when I finally decided, yo, let's have the surgery, and they showed me this video like a week or month before. I don't know, but it was really close to the surgery where I don't think I could say like turn it down. I don't think I could say like, oh, I don't think I could wuss out at this point because everything had been done. Like they did the preparations with my like braces, and, like some other stuff. So I was like on track for the surgery. And so they showed me this video with my parents in the room of what would happen and like the risks. Why would you show your why would you show someone this like a month before they're having the surgery? Why can't you show it like before they even made a choice? But that's not important because it's done. They showed me the video and they showed me the risk, like, oh, you could die. You could I don't know, there's like all these other like things that could happen to you. And I was like kind of worried because I always watch these videos where people would wake up in the middle of their surgery. Well, not wake up, but they would be asleep, but they could feel like everything that goes on inside or like feeling their surgery, which is actually terrifying if you didn't already know. So I was like, oh gosh, what if this happens to me? And I'm so stupid for watching this, but I like scaring myself. So we agreed with the surgery, even though I was mad. I was like, why would you show someone this? But we're like, okay, we're having the surgery. And I wasn't really scared up until like the day before and the day of, because I was like, okay, it's gonna be fine. And I remember my last meal was Italian cheese bread from Little Caesars. Because I couldn't eat for like a certain period, or eat or drink before the surgery or something, just procedure. And so the day of my surgery, I was like freaking out. I had my little plush toy, hashtag my son. His name is Logan. No, it's Lucas, because Lucas has a twin brother now. His name is Logan. But so I had my Lucas with me, so I could like hold him while I was in the hospital, because I think I already knew they wanted to keep me there for a night prior to my surgery, a night or 2 nights. So we get in there, we have the surgery. Well, okay, let's slow this down a bit. I get in there, I strip, and I get my little gown or scrubs or whatever. And I'm on this like platform in the bed, and I had this lady who like takes all these like just sticks me with these needles and stuff. She was really nice. Her name was, oh gosh, I want to say Debbie. It starts with a D. There's a D in there somewhere, but she was really nice. She was into musical theater, and she's like, "Okay, you're gonna be fine. I love Little Shop of Horrors. It's gonna be Gucci." And I was like, "Okay, okay, I'm not really nervous." And then my parents walk in. I was like, "Oh gosh, they're taking pictures." And they're taking bunches of pictures, which some I'll share, but some I won't because they're gross of me and gross. We don't like that. Then like the people to walk in, they're like, "Oh, we're gonna do this. We're gonna walk in this cold room. If you have to pee, pee now." And I say, "Okay, we're gonna pee." And I had to take this little thing attached to me because it was like stuff in my arm, like taped. So I pee. I go back, and they're like, "Okay, let's begin." And they bring me in this cold room, and they're like, "You're gonna count to five, but you won't get to five because you'll be sound asleep." And I was like, "All right, let's do this." One, two, three, and I was out like a flashlight. And then I wake up and I open my eyes and like it's just pain. Literally, it was awful. Like I couldn't open my eyes without having like a terrible headache. And I couldn't really make out where I was because I couldn't really see. So I was in the recovery center where like all these other people were recovering. So I heard voices that weren't familiar with me. So I was in a room with strangers and they were like checking on me and something. And then I remember them wheeling me somewhere to my room. And this is when I threw up. And keep in mind, when I woke up, my mouth was wired shut. I couldn't talk or communicate really. I just mumbled. So imagine throwing up with your mouth closed. Yeah, imagine that. I thought everything was over. There's blood everywhere, but we won't really get into detail. But just know I threw up with my mouth closed. I should get a trophy for that. But my parents came in the room. They were worried about me. I didn't really know what was going on because my eyes were closed this entire time. I just heard voices. I was in my room while drinking. Well, I couldn't really drink stuff. I had to like get this thing squirted in my mouth. It was like a nozzle. It was weird. But and I had this thing that sucks up my spit. So I spent the whole night there, and that was the longest night of my life because they had these catheters. I don't even know if that's the term, but they had these things on my legs that would stop blood clotting, and they would squeeze my foot every 5 minutes, and then they'd release. And it was so uncomfortable. I don't know how anyone could sleep like that, but I made it through the night. Well, actually, I asked them to take it off of me after like 2 hours. I said, "Get this off me. I can't sleep." Well, I didn't say that. I said, and they're like, "Okay, we'll do it." And I wanted a bed extension because I was too tall for the bed. They never brought me an extension. I hate that hospital. You need to step up your game, Beaumont. I don't even know if that's a name, but it's in like Royal Oak or somewhere. But they were really poor. So a day went by and I couldn't leave until I had a bowel movement. I said, "Okay, let's try to work this out." Again, I didn't say any of this, but I thought it. So I tried pooping. Well, this is TMI, but I had to do a number one and a number two before I left. I got the number one done and it was really painful because I don't know, but it was really painful. But the number two, I think it happened. It was just a little number two. It wasn't too much to handle, but they let me go home and I still had a headache. My mouth was wired shut, and it was really hard to breathe. They had these like little tubey thingies that I put like on one side of my mouth and helped me breathe. That was a really hard part of the recovery. Breathing and sleeping. Sleeping was so difficult. I had to keep like tubes in my mouth to breathe, and it was just so hard. And I had to take this really gross medicine, pain medicine, for like 2 weeks. And then my favorite part was eating. No, I couldn't even eat. I didn't eat for a month and a half. I lost 40 pounds. I'll put that picture up. That's some good progress. Too bad I gained it all back. But we're gonna be fixing that because we're gonna go swimming soon. So yeah, how about that? So I had lots of apple juice. I had lots of orange juice, lots of water, some milk. I couldn't eat anything. I refused to eat. If you how no, they wanted me to eat soup. I would never eat soup coming from a nozzle. That's just gross. Try squirting soup in your mouth. That's hot liquids. Unless it's hot chocolate. I didn't even have hot chocolate. Man, I made a mistake. If I had one regret, it'd be drinking hot chocolate. But I had lots of juices. We had these little fruit smoothies, which were pretty dope. But that's how I made my living for a month and a half. When I went to Indiana for 4th of July, which was a very sad 4th of July because I couldn't communicate with anybody. It was just mumbling, and I just like write on my phone. It'd be just lots of texting to communicate. But they gave me this potato stuff. We tried to eat potato stuff. We tried to like liquidize it and put it in like blend it up. Really, it's kind of gross talking about it, not gonna lie to you. But we couldn't really get that in my mouth because it was too thick. And I was like, I don't want to eat my solids or drink my solids. But, because I've watched a lot of horror movies, I don't want to drink solids. But, so that was just terrible that 4th of July. Yeah, I felt really miserable. Couldn't really do much. So for the month and a half, I just sat there. Well, this was my cycle for the month and a half, really. It was wake up at like 2 o'clock, see how much weight I lost, get on my phone, and just kind of cry. All I did was think about food. I'd play food games because I was just so wanting to play food. My mom's like, you're torturing yourself. And I said, no, 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 which is English for, it's okay. I like torturing myself. I'm hungry. And I'd always play a sound clip of this dude from Sesame Street saying, I'm hungry. I want something to eat. And when I got my things undone, it was like end of July. The first meal I had was Red Lobster. And it wasn't a meal, it was soup and biscuits. And it was so hard to eat. It was so weird. But we made it happen. And the rest is history. That surgery really did a number on me. But it really worked out and I can chew a lot better. But at the time it felt like the worst thing in the world, but I'm so glad it's over. I'm really happy about that surgery. But it was really a challenge, and I gotta give credit to my parents for putting up with me. But that surgery, man, being wired shut, not able to sing, you know how difficult that would have been for me, man. But yeah, so thank you guys for watching this kind of lengthy video. I just wanted to give the story just because some people are curious. By some people, I mean none, but I just need some videos up here, so give me that. So if you like this video, like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Comment down below if you've had any procedures done to you. Also, why do noses look like mushrooms? Isn't that kind of weird? But that's not part of it. But that's not really why we're here. But also, that's kind of weird. Look at the nose. I don't know. I'm really tired. But thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that fun stuff, and share this video with your friends. I'll see you next time. Bye.